Welcome to TLH Patterns. I am Pradeepa. In today's video, we are going to see a Tunisian crochet scarf. This scarf is worked using two different Tunisian crochet stitches. One is a simple stitch and another is a purl stitch. Even if you haven't tried Tunisian crochet before, you can do this scarf if you know basic crochet stitches. Tunisian crochet is similar to normal crochet, but the hook length is longer for Tunisian crochet because you have to hold all the loops on the hook. There are hooks with and without cables, but for this scarf I have chosen a hook with the cable because this scarf is worked lengthwise, so you will need to hold many loops on your cable, so you will need a hook with a cable. I used about 350 meters of medium worsted weight yarn or category 4 yarn, and along with it I used a 6 mm Tunisian crochet hook with cable. First make a slip knot and then work as many chains as you want. For a scarf that measured 52 inches long, I made 185 chains. So if you want a longer scarf, make more chains. It doesn't have to be in multiples of any numbers, you just make as many as you want. I made 185 chains and my scarf measured about 52 inches long. Here I am showing you a small sample. So the first row is insert hook into your second chain and pull yarn and hold it on the hook. Insert hook into the next chain, yarn over, pull yarn and hold it on the hook. Again insert hook in the next chain, yarn over, pull yarn and hold it on the hook. Repeat this until the end of the row. This is a basic row. You will have the same number of loops as your initial chains. So if you had worked 200 chains, you will have 200 loops on your hook. The next row is what we call the return pass. Yarn over and pull through one loop. It's always only through one loop at the beginning, and then it will be yarn over and pull through two loops until the end of row. Yarn over, pull through two loops, again yarn over, pull through two loops, yarn over and pull through two loops. So this row is called the return pass. You are closing all the stitches and taking your hook back to the starting point. Finally, you will have one loop. This is your basic row. Next, we'll start the simple stitch row. Always skip the first stitch. Now you see all these vertical bars. We are going to work underneath these vertical bars. So first, insert hook under the second vertical bar. You will skip the first one. Yarn over, pull yarn through the stitch. You will have two loops on the hook. Again, insert hook under the next stitch, pull yarn and hold it on the hook. Again insert hook, pull yarn and hold it. Repeat this across. Now complete the row by working into the last stitch. Insert hook into the last stitch, pull yarn and hold it on your hook. So if you count, you will have the same number of loops as your initial chains. Next, we'll start the return pass. Yarn over, pull through one loop. and then yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Repeat this across. Okay, done. Next we'll start the purl stitch row. So normally when we wrap yarn around the hook, this is how we do it. But for purl stitch, we will do it differently. So here your yarn should come before the hook, not behind it. So the yarn should be in front of your hook. The hook will be behind yarn. Bring the yarn in front of your hook and then bring the hook underneath the second stitch, and then you take the yarn behind the hook, yarn over, and then pull through 1 loop on the hook. You have 2 loops on the hook. Again, bring yarn to the front of your hook, insert hook in the next stitch. Okay, that is the next stitch. Insert the hook below the next stitch, and now release this yarn and take it behind the hook. Then grab the yarn and pull it through 1 loop on the hook. You have 3 stitches. Again, bring the yarn to the front of your hook. Insert hook in the next, underneath the next stitch. Release the yarn and take it behind the hook. Grab yarn and pull it through 1 loop on the hook. Bring yarn in front of the hook. Insert hook under the stitch and then take the yarn behind the hook and hold the yarn with your thumb. So here you hold this part of the yarn with your thumb so that it's easier for you to pull the yarn through the loop. Repeat it across. We have reached the end of the row. The last one will be a normal stitch worked into the last stitch. So insert hook into the last stitch, pull yarn and hold it on the hook. Next is the returning pass, yarn over and pull through 1 loop, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Repeat this across until the end of the row. Okay, now the next row will be the simple stitch row. You can see these tiny vertical lines. You will be working under these vertical bars. Skip the first stitch and insert hook under the second vertical stitch, and then grab yarn and pull it through the stitch. You will have 2 loops on the hook. Insert hook under the next stitch, pull yarn and hold it on the hook. Repeat this across. Now be careful where you are inserting the hook, because you see these vertical bars are tiny. Okay, next will be the returning pass. Yarn over and pull through one loop, and then yarn over and pull through two loops. Again yarn over and pull through two loops. Repeat it across until the end of the row. Next is a purl stitch row. Start from the second stitch. Bring yarn to the front of hook, insert hook, take yarn behind the hook, grab yarn and pull it through the loop. So these are the two stitches that will be repeated throughout. So one row of simple Tunisian stitch and one row of purl stitch. These two stitches, when worked alternately, gives you an excellent texture. The purl stitch needs a little practice. It might seem a little complicated at first, but with practice it becomes very easy. We have come to the last stitch. Work a normal stitch into the last stitch, and now next is the return pass. Yarn over and pull through one loop, then yarn over and pull through two loops. Repeat it across. You can see what a beautiful stitch this is. Now I'll show you how to change colors. You always introduce a new color at the start of a row. So here I'm going to start the next row, which is the simple stitch row, and I will take a new color and pull it through the loop and then tighten the loop and then pick up the new yarn and start working using the new color. So we are doing the simple stitch here. Alright, now we'll do the returning pass. Next is the purl stitch row. I will join the new color here. Just pull the yarn through the loop and then tighten the loop and start working using your new color. So here you can see how your stitches will look when you change colors. So you can make this scarf using a single color or use different colors, as many colors as you want, and create your own pattern. If you want to create the design as my brown and cream scarf, then I will show you where to change colors towards the end of this video. If you made a mistake somewhere and need to frog, then I suggest that you frog the entire row and come back to the starting point. That is the beginning of your forward pass, not the return pass. Once you have completed the scarf, you will need to bind it off. This is my sample piece and I will show you how to bind off your work. To bind off, you will be working a row of slip stitches. Insert hook into the second stitch, yarn over, and now you will pull the yarn through both the loops. So you will have only one loop left on your hook. Again, insert hook into the next stitch, pull yarn and pull through both the loops. Repeat this for every stitch. Now you can cut the yarn off and pull the free end of the yarn through the loop. This is the color scheme I used for my scarf. I started with 185 chains and my scarf measures 52 inches long and 7 inches wide.